Welcome to another episode of Throne of Angels video blog. Today, we've got a review.
Yes, we do.
Little secret weapon action. It's in a plain brown box. Which
It's
is
a secret for now.
It's for now. Which is fine. Actually, it's not a secret. What we're looking at today is the Malice RPG starter set. Stay tuned because we're going to give it away.
Oh, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at the starter set for the Malice RPG terrain set. Now, as you guys know, we're building two boards, or we have built two boards for Project Modular Terrain using these products. We've obviously used a considerable amount of these products.
Yes. Quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah. However, a starter set in and of itself is a great little intro to the product set, and in my opinion, plenty to use for a small adventure or even a small skirmish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool thing about this one is we're going to give this one away. So at the end of this, or even in the middle, maybe somewhere after now, we are going to give this product away. We'll do a quick unboxing. We'll take parts out. We'll look at parts. We'll see what's what. But we'll look at the set in its entirety. Sound good, Tim?
Sounds great to me.
Excellent. Okay. So we laid out just a quick little dungeon, quote unquote. As you can see, there's quite a lot to this starter set, because this is the stuff we didn't use. A couple of doubles, or three squares, a couple of wall sections, a large wall section. We'll go over some of this stuff in detail here in a second and actually take an in-depth, close look at some of the details. But as you can see, we had a couple of corner sections, more corner pieces. So when I talk corner sections, we have these large looping corner sections, and then we have these smaller 90 degrees. We have large walls, we have medium walls, and then we have short walls. We've got a large door, a small door, an archway, and pillars. Yeah. We've got a large 4x4, we've got a 4x2, another large 4x4, which, as you can see, has a really cool design. We have a sarcophagus with a cover. There's a little dead knight in there. We'll look at that in a second. And then we have a couple of half-round corners. All in all, like I said, a great little starter set. Super modular, right? For you role players out there, you guys who like to have little RPG adventures, this is a great little set to get started. As we will see a little later on, we have expanded this set exponentially into
just by a little bit.
Just by a little bit. We have moved into what I would consider epic proportions with the two tables that we have done. Effectively, we've got 2 foot by 2 foot tables that are built. So a 2x4 table, effectively.
Yeah.
This, obviously, it covers about 8 inches by, 20,
Yeah,
24?
it's about 8 by 24.
Yeah,
10
by
by 24 by the time you add on walls.
Yeah. So, again, completely modular. We can set it up multiple ways. We just set it up really quick, obviously, for framing purposes.
Took us about 3 minutes tops.
Yeah. So let's take a look at some of these pieces individually. Well, with any good dungeon, we're just going to go ahead and start with the entrance. We have 3 different entryways here. We have, obviously, a large entryway, a small entryway, and then an arch. So the arch entryway obviously does not have a door. It does not have pins for a door. It is, quite simply, just a basic arch. Yep. Now, because it is resin, and my hands are in the way, because it is resin, obviously we've got gates in random places that will need to be cleaned, right? So you'll need to cut these off and obviously take a little file to them. For the most part, most of these are fairly clean. Every once in a while there is, some mold lines like what we've got here. Focus. Give me some focus. Doesn't want to focus. Hello. There we go. So as you can see, there's a mold line here. Trust me, when it comes to cleaning these things, I've done plenty. They clean up really quick and easy. On this side, you'll notice that the door frame is very similar to the archway. However, here's the door for that door frame. We've got a sun motif with some hieroglyphs. And again on the back, it's really simple. It slots in, and
Consider
6
it
flush.
closed.
Yep, consider it closed. If you want, you could even put it in open or partially open. It's all totally up to you, right? Ours, I believe we're just going to leave them closed, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So those are the 2 small ones. The large one, obviously, there is a larger amount of detail.
With some skulls.
Skulls, right?
Because you can't have a good dungeon without just skulls lying around at random.
No, not at all, right? And if you guys missed it, there's actually a skull right there at the base of the door.
People have attempted this before.
Yes, most definitely. So again, the same sunshine motif carried through. You'll find that it's carried through a good portion of this. Again, the same door frame set on the large one as we have on the small ones. You can put both of them on, one of them on, none of them on. It's your choice.
Leave them swinging.
Leave them swinging, right? But there it is, all sealed up. That's our entryway. Up next, we'll look at some corners. So corners for the set, we have the large set of corners. These are extremely detailed, right? I mean, we've got hieroglyphs carved in the walls. We've got skeletons in the walls. We've got skulls in the walls. Again, our sunshine motif carried through. And it's front and back on all of these pieces. Not just front, not just side, not just back, but front and back on all of these pieces. So the attention to detail with this kit is absolutely amazing. Klaus has done just a phenomenal job.
He has. And the thing that I really liked about it too is when you look at the skulls, if you flip it around a little bit more here, you'll notice that they haven't just repeated the pattern. You keep going, there's actually a helmet stuck in the wall instead of just a skull.
Yeah, so he's done a decent amount of work on an individual side to make these things fairly unique, right? We're going to look at the same piece, right? So this is going to be the same piece. However, because there's such a varied nature to it altogether, it really is, it's not, in my opinion, that big of a deal. The 90-degree corners, there's 2 different types, right? So on this one, we've got a flaming skull and a cairn, or what do they call these big-ass jars? These big-ass jars.
Yeah, canoptic jar.
Aren't the canoptics the small ones?
It depends if you stuff multiple people in there.
Oh, snap. Yep. So there's 20 people in this jar. But again, we've got 2 different types of 90-degree corners. So this is one, right? Again, it's got the flaming skull in the jar on the outside. And then we've got flats with the jars and the skulls on the inside. And you'll notice that there is an outlying piece on these sides, and that'll come into play again later on when we look at the walls. But so here we've got the reverse, right? We've got skulls on the inside, we've got the skull in the jar on the inside, and then the outside is different, right? So we've got 2 different types of 90-degree corners. Come on, focus, baby. My camera wants to focus on everything on the table. So as you can see, there's 2 different types of 90-degree corners to give you variety. So we'll look at the wall pieces next. So we stuck the pillars in with the wall sections because it made the most sense. Obviously, we've got 6 medium-sized wall sections, 2 large, 2 small, and then I don't even know what the hell to call that. Right? It's double tall. It has a fountain on one side, a body on the other, a little grave on the other, and it's the same size as a medium wall section.
It's an important piece in a room, I guess.
It's an important piece in a room. Yep, sounds good. We'll go with that. Walls to the dungeon. So the short walls are simple. They're little 1x1s. As you can see, we've got jars on one side. Again, the sun motif on the other. But again, like I pointed out on the corners, we have the piece that juts out. And why that's important? It's important for a couple of reasons. The first is it helps with your 90-degree junction, right? So it gives you, as I knock the piece out of the way, it gives you a way to change the course of the wall pieces, right? So you can connect those up. They also connect really well to the corners, right? Or to the doors, right? So it gives you a flush mount effectively when building your dungeons. So the medium size, we've got 2 different types of the medium size. Tim, you want to hand me the other type?
Yeah.
So we've got this one again, and it doesn't have the sun motif. It's got skulls. But again, we've got our hieroglyphs on both sides. Details all the way around. And then on this one, this side, oh, look at that.
Bodies in the walls.
Bodies in the walls! Where are we at, France? So those are the two different types of medium walls. And then this thing here, like I said, we've got a fountain, right? Everybody likes it when snakes spit blood.
Of course.
Yeah, right? Cobra! Cobra! And again, we've got the body on the backside, and the skulls, again, carried through the top are pillars. So our pillars, we've got two different types of pillars, right? We've got a mummy on one side, and then, again, the flaming skull, and as Tim calls it, our large canoptic jar. Now, these ones do have a similar feel as you rotate through them, but that's fine. And finally, our large walls. So the large walls, they give us just basically more coverage, right?
Absolutely.
We'll do the floor pieces and then follow that up with our sarcophagus. And lastly, our floor pieces. Well, I shouldn't say lastly, we have sarcophagus to look at after this, but for the core part of the dungeon, this is the final section of it. We have a pair of 4x4s, right? We have
lots of skulls on the floor.
Yeah, skulls on the floor, because that never sucks. Some detail, right? As you can see, it's all detailed. It's all finely detailed. It's absolutely fantastic. We have our sun motif, again, with some hieroglyphs and symbols carved in the floor, fully textured. I mean, it's just, I can't get over how beautiful this stuff is. Right, our corner pieces that go in our large corners, there's a pair of those. We have a pair of the 1x2s.
This actually changes up the skull pattern a little bit.
Yep, just a bit, not much. It moves from this skull pattern, which is the 4 skulls in a circle, to this skull pattern, which is each skull in a circle on corners.
Right, you get 2 of these pieces.
Yep, 2 of those, a single 2x2 there, and then a 2x4 as well. So quite a bit of floor coverage in regards to what comes with the set. Again, we'll be giving this away here in a second. And finally, our lowly knight errant in his sarcophagus.
Poor guy.
All alone.
In a box.
By himself.
Wah, wah.
Aww. Details everywhere, right? So we have a removable lid. We have a knight in a box. Our sun motif, again, on the top of the box and then half of it on the bottom. Hieroglyphs. As you can see, the entire box carved and detailed. The knight inside.
And he has the sun motif on his breastplate as well, so again, it's still carried through.
Pretty much the entire set.
Yes.
Pretty much the entire set.
Death and sunshine.
Death and sunshine. Yep, skulls and sunshine. They go together. Kind of. That is the Malice RPG starter set from Secret Weapon Miniatures. The Malice RPG starter set from Secret Weapon Miniatures.
Good set.
Dude, it's pretty badass. It's pretty badass. So how can you win it? How can you win it? Obviously, we just posted the channel introduction video. Had a little fun doing that.
Little crazy.
Little crazy. So to win the Malice RPG set, the first viewer to message us the model and the game for what we unboxed.
In the big box.
In the big box for what we unboxed. The model and the game will get the Malice RPG starter set. So, if you haven't watched the video, go watch that video. Don't post it below. You have to message it to us. So the first viewer who sends us a message wins that Malice starter set. However... Oh, there's a sound I haven't heard for a while.
A little bit of metallic echo.
Little bit of metallic echo. That's right. Random giveaway. You older viewers will remember the hat. You newer guys, probably not so much. So every viewer is in here. Lots and lots of paper. It's all paper.
We use high-tech ways of figuring
Yes,
this
high-tech
out.
ways of figuring out random giveaways. I sit around and I cut up paper after I copy and paste everything to a... It's a pain in the ass. But I do it. But I do it because everybody goes in here. So we're gonna give away a wall set. I have an extra wall set that we didn't use for Project Modular Terrain. I'm gonna give that away now to somebody in there.
It's a scientific way of going about
Yes,
this.
very. Who you got, brother?
I have Frog Niffin.
Frog Niffin! All right, I'm going to send you a wall set of the Malice RPG Terrain. It's got some walls, it's got some floor sections, and I think a pillar or two. I'll throw some extra parts in there as well, and you know, I'll get it out to you.
Or it could be Frog Knifin.
Frog Knifin. Yep, either way it works. Knifin, Niffin. There's 2 F's there, so I'd say Niffin. I'd say
Niffin,
right,
yeah.
right initially. So he comes out of the bag for good, because once you win out of the hat, you can't win again. But it has been a long time since I've done a random giveaway. And with that, we'll call this one
Closed.